Hello! That works a little bit better. Hi, how's everybody doing on this D&D news today? I'm Greg Tito, and it is nice to make your acquaintance. My webcam, I think, was focused on Teams, on my Microsoft Teams, and so when I wanted to get this going, it was like, nope, sorry, can't do. So now we can do, and we're back. It is good to see you. I have a lot of fun things to show over the course of this entire fun thing too, but I do have a new setup for my mini cam, which I want to show off right now, because why not? That's why I started late, like I always do, because I was getting this set up. So let's see what it looks like, shall we? Oh, you know what? I didn't set up this very well, so this might look bad. Just throwing that out there. You'll see me do it in person right now. Watch this. Oh, there it is. It actually didn't. It is set up well. Okay, good. That's working. You can see our little Darrow friend there. I got to get rid of those shadows. Dang it. The funny thing, you can actually see this on this camera a little bit, is that I'm using a tripod now for my camera back there, but we don't have the right attachment to hold the phone onto the tripod to screw it on. So my wife and I have just been using it clipped to the pan and tilt handle, but now the pan and tilt handle is pointing straight up, and it is blocking the light, which is coming from up here. So that's why you see the shadows like that. See, there's that shadow, and I don't like it. And I tried to get rid of it by focusing two lights on it, but all it did was just make it less terrible. But hey, you get to see small little tiny Darrow friend there. I will be opening up more boxes from our friends at WizKids. Blind boxes. There's 4 minis in each of them. You can order them wherever you can order them from right now and have the same experience. But I get to do it to you, with you, here on D&D News, and it's one of my fun things. So I will be doing that over the course of this here show. I'll also be talking to you about some of our amazing partners, including Death Saves, which I'm wearing one of their shirts right now. You can order this exact shirt on their website. It is one of my faves they put together. It's a purple shirt, which is always kind of cool, and it's got that nice interpretation of their logo. But then I'm going to stand up so that you can see what the back of the shirt looks like, because it is pretty cool. Actually, you know what, before I do that, let me go check and make sure that sound and picture are working. Everybody in the chat, hi. What's up, Hannah? What's up, Lauren? How is it going? What's up, DC? Wow. All right. Everything's looking like we're working here. That's cool. Yep. I'm hold on. I'm trying to pronounce this. Crocopotalian. It's working. Thanks for the heads up, Crocopotalian. Now I want to know what Crocopotalian means. Please tell me. I want to know. You are all good people. Hi. Okay, good. Well, let me show you what the back of this shirt looks like, shall we? You can see, I can't really talk to you. You won't really be able to hear it. But it is one of our old school ads from TSR back in the day about that, it's always cool to be a D&D player. And I think that is now finally true. So kudos to Death Saves for making that possible. Crocopotalian says crocodile, pota, hippo, lion. Oh, so you're like a chimera. All right. Yeah, I can get behind that. I like you being a chimera here online for D&D News, and I'm glad you are. I'm sipping water here from my big D&D mug. I hope you all have something to sip and enjoy going forward. As I said, we'll be talking through some of the fun things that are happening in the world of the Dungeons and the Dragons, including some fun things that were shared from the D&D website today, what we've been sharing over the last week, as well as some highlights. D&D Rewind, we do that every week, where we highlight some of the best role-playing moments from D&D from the past week. And I'll be opening some minis, as I said, maybe even reading some books for you over the course of this fun hour. I'm here. I'm here for you, and I hope you enjoy it. Delicious, delicious waters. All right. So, one thing that you probably want to know about, those of you watching here on D&D, is that there is a new, I'm trying to get to it so I don't get it wrong. There is a new Unearthed Arcana out for you all to enjoy. That's right. Psionic Options Revisited is the title for this Unearthed Arcana. Here's a little bit about it. Shine with the power of the mind as we revisit several psi-themed options that we released in the past few months. Based on your feedback, we've crafted a new collection of subclasses, spells, and feats. And with every Unearthed Arcana, you'll be able to let your voice be heard through the power of surveys. Yes, that's right. We have always taken a strong approach towards surveying our playtests for this type of material. We collate all that data, and honestly, it's not always the same data that it is that you see in other sources out there. So we take all those surveys extremely at face value. So if you have any thoughts about how best to continue with the psionic options presented in this Unearthed Arcana, I implore you to take that survey and let us know all about it. It's based on that survey and that feedback that the changes to psionics were adopted in this version of the playtest. Just to point out, there's a moment where this is actually happening for reals. So spells and magic tattoos, which is the previous Unearthed Arcana, that let you conjure forth new magic in your D&D game with new spells and tattoos. Many of the spells focus on summoning, which is always a super fun thing to do. It makes me feel like the old wizard battles that you might have seen dramatized in, say, The Sword in the Stone, or many people point to the wizard fight between Voldemort and Dumbledore in the Ministry, in the Harry Potter series, of course. Those are all very cool, and the tattoos allow you to ink magic onto your very skin, which I think is awesome. So you can still download that playtest document right now, and you can also take the survey right now for your thoughts to be collected, collated, and reviewed by the D&D team on this. So lots of fun stuff out there. I know psionics are a button to press for a lot of people's opinions, and we can't wait to hear them all through the surveys. In fact, I hope you can hear that. That's an old Bill Murray joke from Ghostbusters 2, people. This is Peter Venkman saying, okay. All right. How are you guys enjoying the latest round of D&D Unearthed Arcanas out there? What are you thinking? What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear you in the chat. Let me know what you want to do. Yeah, it's a bunch of fun stuff out there. Nerd Geek U, we have some news. Well, not necessarily news, but stuff about the fun Theros realm that is coming. So here, let me talk about that, since many people may not know. This is are the two covers that are coming from Mythic Odysseys of Theros. This June 2nd, you will be able to get your hands on these two fine covers of this book. Pretty awesome. I love how they are shown here. It really does make it feel like it is what Theros is, which is a classical themed classic myth of Greek goddesses and gods vying for control. Theros is, of course, a plane from the IP surrounding Magic: The Gathering, the other amazing game that's made from Wizards of the Coast. I've been playing it in Magic Arena right now, and it is indeed fantastic. I enjoyed thoroughly. And I also just love that there is a whole new flavor of Dungeons & Dragons for you out there to jump into, meaning that so much of what we put out there and what many of the books behind me here are talking about for the Forgotten Realms and other settings has to do with medieval fantasy, medieval European fantasy, I might even say. And this is not that. Theros, Mythic Odysseys of Theros is much more of a, Roman era, Greek era, 100 BC, 200 BC in our world. So you've got hoplites, you've got mythic monsters, you've got them vying for control against souls going to the underworld. You've got the idea that the player characters are these heroes that are imbued by specific not godlike powers, but powers by the gods in order to make them more powerful. And all that stuff is in Mythic Odysseys of Theros that comes out on June 2nd. If you're looking for more information for that setting book, I did an interview along with Shelley Mazzanovel on Friday for Dragon Talk. You can listen to that on the podcast that will be released in 2 days' time. That's on Thursday. That's coming out. But you can watch the video in the meantime with me and Shelley talking to James Wyatt and Wes Schneider about putting together the book Mythic Odysseys of Theros. James Wyatt is a longtime contributor to the D&D team. He's done amazing work for more than 15 years. And he transitioned to working on the flavor and lore text behind D&D. Behind Magic. But he still has got his, amazing creative juices flowing with D&D, and his fingerprints are all over Mythic Odysseys of Theros, as well as a lot of wonderful, great contributors. So he's got a lot of great things to say. He's also just someone I love to speak to because he knows so much about the topics at hand, including theology, history, and all of that. And so it's a fascinating conversation, and I hope you listen to it, and you'll get even more insight than I myself can provide from those two. So check it out. There's a lot of stuff in Mythic Odysseys of Theros that you can pull and use for your game. So check it out. All right, I'm going to swap out and make sure that this mini cam is still working. What do you think? Here, you can actually, I don't have to move so much this time around. All right, let's go back to minicam. That's right. That's my guy right there. A trapper. No, trapper keeper. Something like that. It's working out pretty good. Everybody say hi. Hi, little miniature dude. Yeah, these guys are awesome. I opened these last week. Yes, that is trapper and a choker. That's what it was. Trapper and a choker. I put them together because they seem like, they're like chocolate and peanut butter. Do you want to hear something sad as I focus on these guys again real quick? My daughter, my youngest daughter, said that she thinks that chocolate and peanut butter don't go together. She said those are two tastes that should never be together, she said. She even went so far as to say, like, why would anyone put those two together? That's gross. That's disgusting, she said. And I was like, well, that's an actual phrase that people say, that it goes together like chocolate and peanut butter. What are you talking about? And I bought all this candy that has chocolate and peanut butter on it, and you don't want it? Great. More for me. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. But how crazy is that? I just had to make sure everyone knew. That's nuts. What does go really well together is adorable figurines of power. No, sorry. Figurines of adorable power. Out now. So yeah, these are really cute. They are adorbs. And I used to have them physically here in front of me, but I don't. I might have to go grab them. Where did those go? Oh, there's one. There's one behind me there. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. All right. Now I want to show you the mini cam. Dun, dun, dun. With my awesome dude on it. Actually, you might be able to see both of them. All right, what do you think about... Oh, that didn't work. He's too big. He's too large of a miniature. So I'll just show it for reals. Right here on this one. Yeah, so this is the flump. It's a pink flump. There are Different colors. This one there's a green one as well as one with pink tendrils. And for those of you who don't know what a flump is, they are the rare good creature, good aligned creature that resides in the Underdark, and they float. They're aberrations, kind of like beholders, and they float, but they actually propel themselves forward and backward, up, down, all around by pushing out air through their tubes. So that's why I like to say they move around by farts. It's not inaccurate, and the kids love it. So make sure you let everyone know and see if you can grab some of these amazing figurines of adorable power. There's not just the gift, not just the flump. Obviously, there is a GIF there, GIFF, actually pronounced GIF. The Mimic there, front and center, as well as the Gazer, who is everyone's favorite friend. Right? Right. Yeah. Everyone loves a Gazer. One other fun thing that I want to show off is this. D&D Mad Libs. They're out now. Who has played Mad Libs ever in the past? Raise your hand. Here, I'll go see if anyone's raising their hand. Maybe I don't need to explain what they are at all. All right, I guess I will. So, Mad Libs, you create a list of some fun things such as verbs, nouns, like adjective. You kind of put in funny, weird things. Everybody's raising their hand. Okay, good. I don't need to explain it too much. But then you put in funny words, and then as you're reading your story, and all of the ones that are in this particular thing are D&D related. So you can have a story that's read to you and have it be D&D themed and have a great time. These books are out right now. You can get them. They are, as Hannah put them in the chat at Barnes & Noble, you can pick them up right there online. So jump in. Great thing to do to teach kids about the types of words that are out there. That's something that I did with my 3-year-old recently was, we had flashcards for my youngest. I'm homeschooling a lot, so deal with me if a lot of my stories are about homeschooling. But we have flashcards for my youngest to learn her sight words, and then I was using those with my older daughter, who's 2 years older. She's in 3rd grade, and be like, what type of word is this? Is this a verb? Is this a noun? And she had to learn a little bit, and some of them came up, and I'm like, is that an adverb? And I had to look it up. But it was a really great introduction, and I think by using Mad Libs then as like a fun activity to do after that, they'll learn even more about the parts of speech and how that works. So make it so. D&D themes are abound in there. I did one thing really silly, and I skipped over talking about news. So I'm going to go back and talk a little bit about some articles that were written about Dungeons & Dragons over the last week. And most of them, as you probably could guess, are about what it's like to play Dungeons & Dragons at home. They are touting Wizards of the Coast Stay at Home, Play at Home page for free D&D materials and resources. This was written up in Boing Boing, and it says, a perfect organized activity that involves planning, social interaction, cooperative storytelling, logic and math, creativity, and the imagination. Well, what are they talking about? They're talking about D&D, people. That's right. So another kind of, just silly story that I had. My brother, who is I guess he's gaming adjacent. He plays a lot of internet, or not. He doesn't play. He spends a lot of time on the internet, and he's definitely a technology computer person. So he doesn't always follow every single bit of D&D news out there. But he let me know about that awesome article on Boing Boing, as well as this, as well as on IO9. Touting all the stuff that we were doing. So I thought that was a win. It penetrated into maybe not the mainstream, but a different stream of folks talking about D&D, and hopefully getting more eyeballs on that webpage. For those of you who don't know, dnd.wizards.com/remote has tons of resources available to you on how to start playing D&D now online, if we can't meet up in person, as well as free adventures, modules, coloring pages, activities for kids. We'll be releasing new content each day, so it makes sense to bookmark that page, go back to it, and see the new fun stuff that is available. And I can let you know what's going to be happening today. Well, actually, no, I won't let you know that because that would be cheating. But we'll be dropping new content today at 5 p.m. But what's really cool about it is that, and I hope that's still true, yes, there's a hint as to what is coming. So we've been unlocking these at 5 p.m. each day, kind of as a nice, hey, the day is over, go and check out the fun stuff. For yesterday, we released the Courting of Fire, which is a D&D Adventurers League module from a previous time that you can get now for free through April 30th. So download that now if you can. And then there is the Umber Hulk coloring page. So these are pages from the old school TSR coloring book that you can download, print out if you can, and then color in with your friends and family. I find coloring extremely therapeutic for adults and kids. So jump in while you can. So for Tuesday, April 14th, which we're going to be unleashing this in about an hour and a half, in 90 minutes, if you're watching live. But it does have a hint. An introductory adventure involving a citadel. I wonder what that could be. Always fun to drive some speculation as to what's coming up next. So look at here for hints and see if you can deduce what's happening and get excited and get some free content in the process. Sound like a plan, people? All right. Well, those were many of the articles were written about us during this week, including Lifehacker, telling us to get these free official Dungeons & Dragons adventures before they disappear. There's really no reason why you can't start a super fun Dungeons & Dragons adventure with your friends. I agree. There is no reason why you can't start a super fun. I was wondering what the adjective was. It's a word. Super fun Dungeons & Dragons adventure with your friends. So go check it out. Hopefully more folks who are paying attention only to Lifehacker are getting that one too. So game on there. I also want to focus on this one from Men's Health. Wait, no, that's not Men's Health. From Polygon. Wait, no. Did I screw this up? I did. I forgot to put the new thing in there. So let me do that now. Can I do that now? Here. Well, you know what? I'm just not going to. I changed the name of the scene here, but I didn't change the thing. That's silly to me. Oh, well. Suffice it to say, there was some awesome stuff happening there from Men's Health, which I will talk about soon, maybe. I don't know. I'm reading now. Well, I will say that IO9 Gizmodo recently said that the adult tabletop nerd can find something to love, and the inclusion of D&D themed coloring pages is pretty wonderful for kids. Thank you for that one, IO9. As well, the Mary Sue highlighted how the resources are great for those of us who are moving our usual in-person games online. The cool thing about that Mary Sue one was that it was picked up by MSN, so I got even more folks focused on what is available for you all there. Cool beans. All right. Guess what, folks? It is half hour in. Super fun. Yes, thank you. I am Samoth. Yes, the coolest of beans, says Lauren. That's right, because she knows what's coming up next. We've got D&D Rewind right about now. We are going to show off what is great about playing Dungeons & Dragons online through little clips about or from various shows across the twitch.tv/D&D schedule. So I hope you enjoy and maybe find a new set of friends / game to watch. Let's pick up with this week's D&D Rewind.
Drops to a knee, Dilyu does. Give you those drugs you need.
As his blood starts to pour out onto the dock.
I command you to live.
He looks and he goes, all right.
I'll scream out, slow! We need assistance!
A lot of time on the couch, and it is large enough that it would definitely just chomp me up if there were a minute.
Oh, so many people are saying toilet in chat.
Oh
no!
That's too.
That's too real. I don't.
It's too real, but it's also too obvious.
Yeah.
Right now, it would be my Switch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You trust it so much. You turn to it for comfort, and then it gets you.
Well,
better
this
for
is
you
fascinating. I didn't know this was so poorly written for a researcher like you. Wow, and it's got all the definitions in the side. You really need those.
He coughs very loudly, straightens his vest. Why don't y'all take a recess and we'll
this
meet
is
back
fun, darling. Don't worry.
When it's time to descend down, we'll have the supplies sent to you, assistant.
Is this just you just dig around and can't find it again, or is something?
Yeah,
else?
Ren is like, the Dickens, I can't find it.
You know, I love
Good
that.
looking.
Like, if all these things going on, people are swinging, and you're just sitting there digging through.
Oh my god, Slissa's gonna stab you if you don't help with this fight.
This is great.
I opened the door.
I accept this freely and willingly. I don't regret who I am as a person. You want to know who Coffee is? It's a divine being from our universe. And I promise you that the divinity from that being is going to get us there, because there is nothing that can stand between me and my divine right of coffee. Let's go!
I walk in.
And I'll hand him my water skin that tastes like hot coffee.
He says, then praise Torm, Moradin, and coffee.
Game capture. It's going down to the right size. Alright, now I'm going to try to actually make it the right... what do we want? We want it to be wider. Let's try that. Nope, that was taller. You know what? We have fun. Is that wider? Nope, that's also taller. Whatever. All right. Here's what's up. We're gonna have some little bars around the edges of the screen. It's not gonna be a perfect fit, but that's the way it's gonna be if you guys want to play video games with me today. What's up?
He said he had made a deal, and that deal was fulfilled to protect his friends. And, well, I think that sounds really nice. I think that if it's possible to have an option to save my friends, then I'd like that.
Oh, hello. Didn't see you there. I was just putting some riced cauliflower on my mini cam so that it stayed cold. But I did some adjustments. I don't know. You got some drow fighting a turtle. The video is still not the. It's a little bit greeny. So now I got to figure out how to fix that now. But leveling up along the way, slowly we'll learn how to not have food products on top of a phone. But I don't know, maybe we won't. Maybe that's just the world we live in now, where we have food products on top of a phone. Anyway, that was an awesome D&D Rewind. I appreciated all of the fun stuff there, including the return of Welch's Game Juice, which was awesome to see. I love seeing community happen, and all that was fantabulous. Great stuff all around. If you would like to highlight some fun things from D&D shows on twitch.tv/D&D that you love, there is a way to do that. How do you do that? Well, in the Twitch interface, you take a clip. I always use this motion when I say this. Have you guys noticed that? I always say, like, make a clip. Like I'm creating these as parentheses. And then you share that clip out to as many folks as you can, tagging in some of your fun content creators who are a big part of that. And that way it'll rise to the top. And when Steve Sprinkles, our illustrious editor, puts that all together, the best and brightest and most shared clips kind of rise to the top. So I can't wait to see that happen with you or for you. All right. I would like to talk about some Adventurers League news. Do you guys want to know what's happening in the world of Adventurers League? Well, I shall tell you. Because it is amazing. Yes, it is. First, I need to scroll to where this amazingness happens. Okay, so the Adventurers League, just so you know, is D&D's official play campaign. That means that you can create an AL character and take that character to various games that you play online, to charity events or conventions or other types of things once those start opening up. And you can start and find AL games anywhere in the world or any platform on Dungeons & Dragons, or that Dungeons & Dragons can be played. So you can play that online. You can do it all that way during all of this that is happening. And I do have to say that this was a big week for Adventurers League. They wants everyone to help stay at home and play at home, and they were integral in providing some new resources for you through our website that I shared earlier, which is dnd.wizards.com/remote. There are AL titles from last week that you can still download for free, no charge right now. And those are Defiance and Flan, Secrets at So-Called Keep, Shadows of the Moon Sea. Ooh, that's not what I'm supposed to be showing right now. Shadows of the Moon Sea, as well as Dues for the Dead. And to top all that, Encounters in Avernus and Saltmesh Encounters are now Adventurers League legal. That's right. You heard that first. All the encounters that were created in for those two products are now legal in Adventurers League, and you can check out all of the fun free stuff that you can get every day at that website that I mentioned. There is also something really new for the Dungeon Masters Guild that I would like to throw out there. We'll talk more about the Dungeon Masters Guild in a little bit, but this is something that will be of interest to many of you in the Adventurers League group, and that is these. That's right. These is a amazing book called The Border Kingdoms, a Forgotten Realms campaign supplement. Inside this illustrated supplement, Dungeon Masters and players will find information on lore, backgrounds, hooks, and a fantastic map by none other than Mike Schley. It's available on the Dungeon Masters Guild right now for digital download, and you can also do some print on demand for hardcover or softcover as well. And finally, for those of you who missed our announcement last week, you can also purchase the Iron Titan Epic. This is the first time, that's right, the first time that an Epic is available for purchase, a D&D Adventurers League Epic. Little background on that. An epic is essentially 20 tables in a room playing with their own dungeon master and their own storyline, but what affects one table can affect other tables throughout that entire thing. So it does really feel like an epic encounter that multiple people are experiencing at the same time. And why we're releasing that now, as well as getting folks into it, is that you can do this now online, so that different groups that are playing for this, it takes some organization. It definitely takes a lot of time and patience to pull this off, but I want to see more groups try to do that. And that is the ability to coordinate with Dungeon Masters and tell a grander story for a larger group of people. And I think that's really exciting, and I can't wait to see and hear more all about that when people do it. There's also some fun online events coming up for Adventurers League, including Jasper's Game Week, which is coming up next month, May 3rd to the 7th. All the proceeds that are raised through this promotion will benefit the American Association of Suicidology and the prevention of suicide. But you need to act now because the raffle and auction end tomorrow night. There is bidding still open for seats to play with Kaylee Bray, B. Dave Walters, Chris Perkins, Matthew Lillard, and Stefan Picorni, and that's pretty great. B. Dave Walters we're going to be talking to on Dragon Talk this Friday, so I'll be sure to mention it then as well. You can get raffle tickets for Adventurers League Cert Packs, a Talon and Claude DM screen, a Legendary Bundle from D&D Beyond, as well as tons more. Go to jaspersgameday.com for more information. And then on this Friday and Saturday, there's a whole other event. You can play Adventurers League D&D on twitch.tv/daddywarbucks and support the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. That is another fantastic event preventing suicide. Go to discord.gg/DWB for more information on that. It's an amazing cause, and these are two great opportunities to do that. And remember, as the amazing woman Fenway, who has been putting together Jasper's Game Week for the last few years, as she is often quoted as saying, "You are not a critical failure, and you don't have to roll initiative alone." And I think that's really nice. So make that happen and support those causes while you can, because they're worthy of your support. All right. So Dungeon Masters Guild, I mentioned this a little bit. It goes hand in hand with Adventurers League in that all of the Adventurers League adventures that you can purchase online, you can purchase them through the Dungeon Masters Guild. It is your go-to marketplace for licensed D&D adventures and supplements. Do you need a last-minute one-shot? The perfect player option for your character concept? Rules for building custom golems? Harvesting and crafting with monster loot? Any type of fun thing that Dungeon Masters create and make and want to share with the community using the Dungeons & Dragons IP? Well, the Dungeon Masters Guild is set up for you. The DMs Guild recently released their staff picks. It's a new recent staff picks, and it's a short list of really great adventures. Perfect if you have no idea what you're thinking about running the next session that you're going to be getting together with your friends. And one of these I want to highlight here. It's a Goblin Heist by Kai Linder. The party plays a group of mischievous goblins with names like Stubtoe and Chonks. Oh, I like those guys already. Tasked with raiding a sleeping human village and stealing cozies. Will you be the one to bring home a blanket, pillow, or shiny new mittens? The pressure is on with an adventurer pursuit meter, so get ready for antics, laughter, and fun. Goblin Heist is truly everything ridiculous and wholesome that we need so much right now, and I couldn't agree more with that sentiment. Pretty funny stuff. Definitely a time to have more lighthearted D&D sessions out there, so grab that while you can. All right. That's it for Dungeon Masters Guild and Adventurers League. Minicam is still working. That's good. I think it's time to start opening up some minis. But first, I want to highlight something that's really cool and get a sip of delicious water. I'll be right back. I need to get something from my desk behind me. What could it be? Oh, this is something I've always wanted to do on this, but never really had a reason for doing that. Alexa, set GR7 to green. Did you guys see that? It's kind of hard because I have all these lights set full right now to be lighting right there, but check out the Mind Flayer. Alexa, set GR7 to purple. We're in the Underdark now. Ooh. Dun, dun, dun. All right. That's that. But I'm going to go get something else from back there. I'll be right back. I don't really have to put my headphones on, but I like hearing myself. Sorry. All right, so yeah, I wanted to make sure you guys were aware. I've got this amazing Beadle and Grimm's Gold Edition Eberron Rising from the Last War. I have been waiting for a time to get back together with my group to be able to unleash Eberron upon them. But it is a great box set. It provides everything you need that is within the setting book of Eberron. One of my favorite things that this provides is these awesome pieces of artwork that you probably got from your Eberron book, but didn't have quite this way. So I'll let you know how these work. If you play with a Dungeon Master screen, and you have done that type of thing where you've had to break open the monster manual and show it to your party, but not show the stats of what they're fighting, but you want the visual. Well, you use this thing, you hang it over your Dungeon Master screen, and they get this evocative image of a Dern. You, as the Dungeon Master, get all of the write-up information on the back. These are handy dandy, and in my time here, I'm going to start a file system so I can put all of these in alphabetical order and use them even more so, just even when I need to. So here's it. Not only works for monsters, common monsters that you get in touch with all the time, but also individuals. This is Rak Tolkesh, which is not a very good person thing. Challenge rating 28. I don't think anybody is going to be fighting this kind of creature very soon, or this legendary creature very soon. But it is a fiend. I know that because I was looking at the stats. And if you want to know more, you have to jump in and get Eberron Rising from the Last War, as well as this amazing gold set. So this is a Warforged soldier. You can tell just by looking at him, right? But did you know that he's got reactions and an arm blade and a javelin attack, as well as a challenge rating of 1? So there you go. Got that going for him, which is nice. And I know all that because I was just glancing at that. It's as easy as that, people. I didn't study what was happening in the Warforged guy. It just came that way. There's also lots of little amazing accoutrements from this amazing thing from Beadle and Grimm's. These are magic item cards, as well as, I don't know, I don't even want to spoil what's in there. There's also some great handouts, such as the Cosmology of Eberron, always easy to explain with a handout. You can hand this to your party, but even if you're playing online, you can do what I just did and display it up like this so that people can see it. And something like this that's got like some quality to the and heft to the paper, you can do that a lot easier. Another thing that you can do if you are so inclined is use these Dragon Mark tattoos. These are temporary tattoos that you... Oh, man, finally. Shite. My webcam, or my phone died while I was doing this. It hates me. Why does my phone hate me? I hope it's not like dead as in battery, too, because I didn't have it plugged in. Well, anywho, these amazing temporary tattoos can be used to enhance your game. You obviously only can use them once or twice, but if you are playing in an adventure or a session in which the tattoos are very important, whether you're going to be having an NPC that is from one of the houses that uses those, or if you as a character will be using that a lot in an upcoming adventure, you can slap those on and, again, show them off on camera. I think they look really great with the right lighting system and all that. So make it so. There are still gold editions available at Beadle and Grimm's right now, so check them out if you can. And I hope you do. I hope you do. Now I want to find out what's happening with my riced veggies. Are they finally done? Let's see. Is it really just a case of me not having enough battery? I think it is. I don't think it's shut down from temperature because it's not very hot. Or I could be wrong. It might have just been... I literally charged it right before this, so this IP camera thing sucks a lot of the energy away. That's okay. That's not too bad. I can certainly show off some fun stuff in the meantime as that is booting up from this amazing gold edition. I always want an excuse to delve more into this type of awesomeness. In fact, just so you know, the IP cam behind me, the Dungeon Master screen that I'm using is for Waterdeep Dragon Heist that came from Beadle and Grimm's. I like it. It's a little bit taller than some of the Dungeon Master's screens that you might find in other places, and it's perfect for putting those things over on top of them. I don't know what's going to go on with that, so we're just going to abandon it for the next 10 minutes. I'll just show you off this amazing stuff. Does that sound like a plan? In here, I should probably check on chat just so you guys aren't also just disappeared for some reason. Oh, hi. How you guys doing? Good to see you. Yes, I'm excited for Silver and Steel tonight, as Lauren said in the chat. That's going to be super fun. I hope you enjoy that premiere. You guys should all watch if you can. D&D Beyond is spooling up another fun live play D&D show that will be going live then. So check it out. It's pretty cool. It's at 6 p.m. Pacific time tonight, and it should be fun for all. I like all the people involved in it, so enjoy it for sure. Oh, and hi, Winterson. It's your first time listening to me live. That's really cool. Well, I'm glad you're here. I want to show off some of it. This is, and I'm here. Actually, I need to pull back up my my video so I can at least see what I'm doing here in front of you. This is Jeopardy. No, this is the City of Towers. Sharn, the City of Towers. This is a really big, oversized map that I absolutely adored from this product. And I want to show it off as best I can with what's going on here. So they give tons of information about what's happening on the different layers of the city. Sharn, known as the City of Towers, of course, has buildings that go up into the clouds and has tons of different locations on each of the different layers. And this is the best way to show it off. You, of course, also get the dragon-marked houses, so a brief description of them, as well as their name and symbol that you can see. And so this is chock full of great information that you can do. And I now that I have a game room, I can certainly do this when I start to play more in person once again. But I love pinning up this stuff to walls, or even, I got these shelves behind me. I'm thinking of pinning them up onto the shelves using hangers so that people can get immersed in this world even more so than they are from hearing your voice. Beadle and Grimm also provides tons of great blow-up maps that you can use as adventure maps. So this one, and it's printed on really, really high-quality paper that's got really a great texture to it. So they're durable and whatnot. But this one is basically the inside of the cars of a lightning train. So you got first class, standard, cargo, steerage, and different adventures that can happen in those different locations there, as well as just like an all-purpose map that you can use for the city of Sharn with the branches and bridges across from different buildings and whatnot. The whole idea behind these Beadle and Grimm's products is to, of course, kit out your dungeon master so that they have the stuff to be able to play with them in the future. And I think it's a really smart move, and I dig them. I really do dig them. So not only do you have the lightning trains, but then you also have got the, I'm trying to do this very carefully so I don't ruin them. Here's a plan of the elemental galleons. This is an airship in the flesh. Well, not really in the flesh, but in the imagination. Gridded out, so then, of course, you can put miniatures upon them and make them sing. And then on the other side, you've got station platforms, more things that you can use to, so it's a station platform for where those airships dock, which is also very, very cool. Bunch more maps in here. I showed this on previous D&D Newses too, but I just love the idea of being able to show it off for you all here in all of its glory. One of the best parts about the way Beadle and Grimm's presents the content from Dungeons and Dragons is that it blows them out into booklets, so that everybody loves the hardcovers. I certainly do. I collect them back there, and I like thumbing through them when I am looking for inspiration or just as a pleasure to read. But I will admit, the use case as a dungeon master can be very taxing. It's very difficult to go back and forth between different parts of an adventure as you're playing. And so the way Beadle and Grimm's decided to present their stuff is at these booklets. And so if you're just doing one chapter or another chapter, you can refer back and forth much easier. You can have the description open for a character while you're also running the adventures, while being able to be inspired and roll some monstrous mutations that you might find amongst people within the Mournland. So it's a great way to present this type of content, as well as how you could build out your adventures. This is basically the entire book in these booklet forms, and they blow out the art even cooler. So I appreciate that doubly so. And then here's a little gazetteer on the city, Shar in the City of Towers, and its glory as well. Noteworthy locations. There are many within there. And then, of course, rounding it out, there are handouts galore, going on the theme of using the newspapers that exist in the world in Eberron, and handing them out in physical form is always a joy for when you're a player and you're able to get them. Speaking of things that are a joy for players, as I'm reaching to try and get this, these amazing Young Adventurers guides have been a godsend for getting younger as well as just more novice players into the concepts behind Dungeons and Dragons. I find them extremely amazing, and one of the things they did was commission all brand new artwork for each one of the pages within them. There have been 4 published so far. This one is Dungeons and Tombs, getting across what is exciting about delving into these dungeons and what kind of monsters. A gibbering mouther, for example, that you might encounter there. And I have been reading some stuff from the... It's over there. I can't reach it. Go Gadget Arms. There was a recent Wizards and Spell one. My daughter loved that because she got to learn more about the druid in a way that was easy for her to understand, rather than just delving into the description in the player's handbook. But I am happy to announce, well, not announce because someone already did announce, but show you some amazing new Adventurers guides. Here we go. This was shown by one of the writers, Jim Zub, on Twitter yesterday. Check it out. Beasts and Behemoths. That's right. This is coming October 2020. It contains a lot more monster descriptions than were in the previous edition, which was Monsters and Creatures, one of the first 4 that were put out there, which has a whole bunch of them displayed by terrain type, where they might be able to be. This is the table of contents. So, mountains and open peaks and open sky. Here's the type of creatures you might find there, which I thought was a really great way to organize it. But in Jim's notes, he wrote on Twitter, he said that the newest one will be organized by size. So there's a lot more beasts and behemoths described in here, from very tiny to the very large, and it is very cool to see. So I can't wait for this to come out. Again, I think these books are a fantastic way to get players into the game, and I think we can keep creating even more and more of them for sure. All right. Well, I think we've reached our time here, people. I love spending this hour with you. It is one of my favorite moments over the course of the whole week. I know it is looking very different. You get to see my table here, warts and all. Sometimes it's pretty cool looking, I'm sure, but right now it looks pretty messy to me. But at least I got a white dragon flying around. I pulled this mini out because I'm playing in the Adventurers Kit adventure with my daughter, and I was like, well, she needed a visual of what the white dragon Cryovane, the dragon of Icespire Peak, might look like. And so I am using this as his token throughout a playing of that adventure. So I'll leave you with this monster coming towards you. This is why I need the mini cam fixed. Oh, wait, that focused a little bit there. I like that too. Hi. How's it going? I'm the dragon of Icespire Peak. I want to kill you and eat your family. But I'm also a dragon that likes to fly through the dungeons. That's Cryovane's theme song. I don't know if you know that, but it is going to be a big, big hit. All right. You guys are the best. Again, I appreciate you all being here and hanging out with me. You are really great. And I think I want to give you and Cryovane all a big hug. So thank you for being here. And I'll see you next week on D&D News. You're the best. I will be back actually this Friday as well for Dragon Talk. We'll be talking to B. Dave, so tune in for that. And I'll see you then. All right. In the meantime, have a great day.